me and this girl, we never used to get along. Like, we never got along. You know, one day we had a little disagreement. This one really pissed me off, and I think I showed the principal that very, very well that I was pissed that day. So we had a little disagreement that day. There was a new girl. She wasn't new. She left for a year and then came back. Jenny. Jenny was like, oh, you have the same name as the other Jenny. And she goes, yeah. And I said, are you as bitchy as the other one? And I said, no, don't say that. Don't repeat that. So she repeats it to the other girl because little did I know that they were best friends. So the Jenny that I didn't like at the time came up to me and was like, what, you think I'm a bitch? And I said, listen, I didn't mean anything by it. And she goes, why don't you just say it to my face then? You know, we weren't even yelling. Like, that's the thing. We weren't even yelling. And she goes, and I was like, alright, fine, you're a bitch. Are you happy now? And one of the teachers was like, alright, you know what, let's just go down to the office and get this resolved. And I was like, on the entire way there, I was begging him, like, can we go to the AP office, please, 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 can we go to the AP office, please, 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 please. And he's like, I'll see what I can do, Just completely blowing me off. Of course, we end up in the principal's office. So we sit down, I'm like, yay. We're sitting there, and he goes, what period did this happen in? And we were both like, 8th, now. And he goes, oh, and what happened? And I said, we just had a disagreement. And he goes, alright, come with me. Like, not even asking any questions. So he brings us down to the AP office. So, like I said, it was the AP and the dean. The AP was not in. She was, like, walking around or something, or in a meeting. I don't even remember. Thought I heard a train. Train! Anyways, so he walks us in and he goes, these two were caught almost hitting each other and screaming at each other. And I'm just sitting there looking at him. And Jenny, like the Jenny that I didn't get along with at the time, wasn't very happy as well. Because she was like in the seat next to me and the door's over here. So I'm just looking, I'm literally sitting there like this. Like, continue. Like, an interested look on my face. I'm just like, ooh, continue. Is this story time? Because you're full of shit. And the principal walks out. He goes, alright, what happened? And I literally was just like, listen, we just had a disagreement. I don't know what this F is talking about. We were not smacking each other. We were not hitting each other. We were barely even yelling. We just had a disagreement. Oh, and that's the other thing. Before the principal left, he goes, these two suspended 3 days. That was like, excuse me? What? I'm sorry, but the principal wants you suspended for 3 days. And I'm like, but you're the dean! He has no right to tell us when we're suspended, when we get detention, blah, 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 whatever. And I'm just sitting there, I'm like, why? We didn't even do anything. We were just arguing. Like, people argue. Like, you just don't get them suspended. Like, seriously, you need a bigger detention suspension room if people were getting suspended and getting detention every single day for arguing, because it would be packed. In the suspension room, we actually started to get along, and now we're very close friends. And yeah, every now and then the principal would stop by, and I'd be like, we're actually getting along now. And so would the detention teacher. By the way, shout out to the detention teacher. I'm always forgetting her name, something with an M. Hang on. For some reason, she is not in the yearbook, which irritates me a lot, because she was a good person. But I'm kind of pissed off at myself because I can't remember her name, because I was like, I loved her. She made detention and suspension fun. Like, we'd play games and stuff. She'd be like, you know what, you guys have been working all day. Why don't you, like, play a game or something or talk, whatever. Like, you know, every now and then, the principal would stop by, like I said. He would stop by, and he'd be like, he'd be like, "Are you two getting along? You two friends?" I was like, "You know what? Yes, we are, kind of." And Jenny's in the corner like, "I'm not gonna say anything. Whatever." And she's like, "Nope, not good enough. You two are in here until you become best friends. I'll face you two toward each other. I'll pull the desk." Because when you walk in, like, the desks are lined up against the wall. So it's like a really small room, by the way. So he goes, "I'll pull the desk over and make you face each other until you two are best friends." And I'm just like, I'm giving him the twitch eye too. I'm like, hold your ground before I smack the shit out of you. Yeah, me and Jenny are actually pretty good friends now. We went to Emporium together, and we're going to Aurora together. Yeah. You guys can't hear my nails cracking up against the bed. I look like an idiot right now. Wow. So, some of my middle school stories. If you guys liked this video, rate, comment, subscribe. Right. Make sure you do all those things. Be happy. Because I'm pissed. High school, here I come.